Hello, my name is Jennifer Sloan, and I want to tell you about my digital tools project. My students are studying travel and travel preparations in Spanish. These students were given the assignment of being a travel agent for a travel company who's hired them to think of a problem or some problems that can occur while traveling so they can resolve them. Their job is to do some research and think of a problem that their clients may encounter while traveling and come up with the solution or the solutions. I told them that there could be more than one solution to a problem so they could explore different ways of solving travel issues. The project had to be in Spanish and it had to be digital. They were allowed to also have English in their project as subtitles or translation for English travelers, but their main focus was to produce Spanish. I gave them a few websites and apps that they could download in order to create their project. And since my students are so diverse and come from many different backgrounds, having a thematic unit that involves something that most people experience caters to most, if not all, of their learning needs. Problems can occur while people are traveling out of the country. Sometimes people are visiting a country in which they're not proficient in the main language. If problems do arise, travelers need to know how to resolve problems that they're encountering. The objectives were to have students incorporate the 5 C's of foreign language education. 1. Communities. Participate in multilingual communities. Number 2. Cultures. Gain knowledge and understanding of other cultures. Number 3. Communication. In languages other than English. Number 4. Connections. Connect with other disciplines and acquire information, as well as number 5, comparisons, where students develop insight to the nature of language and culture in their project in order to impact their learning. These objectives and goals were to focus on how language is used in real-life situations.
Confiable cuando llegues ahí, aunque la opción primera es típicamente la mejor. Alquila una persona que traduce o baja una aplicación.
The value of this type of project is a knowledge that creates awareness to planning with the language task, to analyze one's own performance continuously, and to have self-evaluation upon completion of the task. With the implementation of this project, students were able to gain oral as well as writing skills in the target language. And I believe that you can see that through their final projects here, as it is a compilation of what everybody has done. What I liked best about this project was that my students who are either learning Spanish or developing their presentational skills in Spanish needed to be interested in what they were learning. Traveling is something most students connect with because at some point in their lives they have traveled somewhere or are going to plan to travel somewhere. However, most students in this class had never been on an airplane and were interested in the videos and stories from other students. I also really liked that my students connected with this project personally and made it their own. I did not give them a menu of things that they could create. I simply guided them in the right direction and they took it and ran with it. If I've learned anything from this project, it's that my students have to be interested in what they're learning, they have to be able to make choices for themselves, or they're simply not going to do a great job like they did. These that I've showed you are just a few of the examples of all of the projects that were turned in, and I can say that I was impressed by all of the projects and the language that was learned, the language that will be retained, because since this project, my students have shown me that they've grown in their language learning, and that's what I told them the main goal was.